Hello everyone, this is John from Twirled and Twisted and welcome to part 3 of my complete Paper Princess tutorial. Today we will be focusing on creating the upper body or torso and joining it to the base that we made in the last video. We're going to begin with some golden yellow quilling paper. This measures 3mm or 1/8 of an inch wide and is 30 centimeters in length, and you will need approximately 12 of these. So you're going to insert the end of your paper into your slotted quilling tool and roll it into a tight coil as we've done many times before. Remember to keep that even pressure that we've talked about before, and also to leave a tail at the end that is roughly 3 times the diameter of your coil so that you can use the tucking technique to tuck in the next strip. At this stage in the tutorial we should all be brilliantly practiced at this. So we're going to continue rolling that coil until you have rolled all 12 strips, and then you can take your PVA glue and apply it to the tip and then smooth the end down. As always, we're going to take the handle of our slotted quilling tool and roll the edges flat like so. So you can set this piece aside for the moment and we're going to repeat this procedure, but this time we're going to use a suitable flesh colour of the same measurement. So once again it will be 3mm wide and 30 centimeters in length. So going to roll these flesh coloured strips into a tight coil, but this time we want a slightly smaller coil than we had last time. So I'm only going to use 9 strips of this flesh colour, and then I will use one final strip that is the golden yellow that I used before. So I'll have used 10 strips overall. So once again, once you've finished that, you can apply some PVA glue to the tip and smooth the end down. If you lay this coil on top of the other, you can see that there is a small difference in size, so this should be able to slot together easily later on. Depending on how tightly you roll your coils, you may find that there's not enough of a difference in size, so you may wish to re-roll one and add an extra strip to make it slightly bigger, or you may need to remove a strip to make it slightly smaller. So once you're happy that you've got your 2 coils of a suitable size, next we have to shape them. So take your first coil, the one that's all yellow, and we're going to turn it into a cone shape in the exact same way that we made the base of the dress in the previous video. Only this time we just need to take some extra care, as these strips are a lot thinner than the ones we used previously, so it's much easier to accidentally pop the coil. If you're not sure what I mean about that, check out my last video where I talked about making the base of the dress, and I will show you what happens if you push the strips too far. So we want to make sure we avoid that this time. So once you're happy that you've made the decent cone shape, now you can take a ruler and measure its size, and we're looking for this piece to be approximately 2 centimeters in height. Now this doesn't have to be exact, so you can adjust it slightly as you see fit. We're just looking for it to be around the 2 centimeter mark. So once you're happy with the size and the shape, you can take your PVA glue and apply a small amount to the inside and spread it into a nice even layer using your little finger. Again, taking great care not to adjust the shape of the piece or accidentally pop the coil. Once finished, you can then set this piece aside to dry. So next we need to shape the second coil that we made, the flesh coloured one, and all we need to do with this is to use our thumbs and push it up into a shallow dome. So we're just going to use our fingers to adjust it and ensure that it looks smoothly rounded shape. Then we're going to take our ruler again and check the size. This time we're looking for the piece to be no bigger than 1 centimeter in height. So once you're happy with the size and shape, again you're going to apply an even layer of PVA glue to the inside and then set this piece down to dry. And we do not want to touch these pieces until the glue has turned clear and shiny. It has to be completely dry. Once both pieces are dry, you can take a small square of tissue paper or something very similar and scrunch it into a small ball. Next you can take your golden cone and add a small blob of glue to the inside. Then you're going to push or insert this ball of tissue paper inside and take care not to squish or misshape your cone. The tissue should fit in easily and there should be a small strip of golden yellow visible at the top. Now you can check that your shallow dome can slot into the top evenly and easily, like you can see in the picture here. If it doesn't fit inside, try removing some of the tissue paper, and if your dome is too wide to fit inside the top all the way around, you might have to make a new one that is slightly smaller by using less strips than before. Once you're happy that the shallow dome can slot into the top nice and evenly, you can add a bit of glue to the inside and then slot it back on top. And then I would leave this piece for at least an hour to make sure the glue has bonded before you do anything else. It doesn't have to be completely dry, but it does need to have set slightly. So the final step in this part of the tutorial is to join the upper body to the base of the dress. So you're going to take your PVA glue and add a small pea-sized amount to the tip of the large cone, and then carefully line up the upper body and press the pieces together. It should be noted that I am not using much pressure here. Using too much pressure poses a risk of accidentally squishing the torso and misshaping it. To gauge how much pressure you should use, I recommend taking the lid of your glue and pressing your thumb onto the flat side. You can see here how the nail of my thumb changes from pink to white from the pressure and then returns back to pink when I let go. So practice using less pressure and see whether your thumb still changes to white. Because if I go back to showing you the figure, you can see here that the amount of pressure is so low that it's barely changing the colour of my thumb. You're basically just holding the two pieces in place, and you'll be holding them for about 2 whole minutes just to give the glue a chance to bond and hold these pieces together. So after about 2 minutes you can set the piece down and it should stay there all by itself. If those pieces do stay together by themselves, then congratulations, you have successfully completed part 3 of this Paper Princess tutorial. So please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below how you are finding this tutorial. Is it working for you? Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you don't miss the upload of the next part of this tutorial, which will be coming tomorrow. That part will focus on decoration of our dress so far. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!